Okay, so nice long deep inhale. Nice long exhale out. Nice long deep inhale. Nice long exhale out. Let it go. Take a deep inhale in. Let it go. Take another few breaths just to come into your highest. We'll hear the chime that maybe some of us have been hearing this week, feeling what it does to bring us into awareness, to calm the nervous system, and to get us back to our hearts. Yay. Hello, now that's a better start. Okay. Good evening. I think that's how every meeting should start. Yay. Oh, perfect. Well, so I would love to hear how everyone is doing. What came up in terms of like setting a schedule, like how you've managed, if you need some support, and just to, yeah, just really share what's alive for you right now. We'll go around, everyone take a couple of minutes and just let us know, um, yeah, how things are. I'm gonna put the view on to the speaker. So, oh, Ellen, it went straight to you. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. Um, I'm glad to have the reminder about the mindfulness bell because I downloaded the app, but then I didn't start it. And I could use it. Um, so I've had some, so I set up one of the things I was working with was my sleeping, getting not getting off my medication that I was taking. And simplifying my evening routine. So it's working, and but like today I'm exhausted because I woke up at 3:30 and I never really got back to sleep. But instead of fretting about it, so what I'm doing calming things before going to sleep is not my problem. It's waking up in the night. And so the other thing I'm doing is no phone after 9. So instead of before I was waking up in the night and I would look at my phone, I would look at videos. Well, phone's off limits now, so I'm reading. So I reading. So I'm just reading. I finished a book. I mean, I just usually I don't read that much in the middle of the night, but so it's reading. So that's really helpful, and also just the change in attitude of it's okay if I don't go back to sleep. I'm just trying to be more gentle with myself. I can do all my restful things, my clearing, my everything, and it's okay. And so today I had a really busy day, and it's okay. I haven't had a lot of sleep, but it's all right. So I feel really good about just kind of retraining myself that I can rely on some other coping skills. And some nights I am doing well, and I am, waking up and going back to sleep, and so that feels really good. And it feels really good to take out the video, the piece, to really leave my phone and not feel like that's the only thing that's going to work. So I feel really good about that part. So the other part was my digital detox, and I'm looking forward to expanding what I've already done. So no phone after 9, and no phone before 8 a.m., and then having not taking my phone on walks when I go. So those are the things that are working. But the mindfulness bell would be really helpful. I would like to be more, have more pauses in the day. So that's the thing that I will add. Um,
And I just want to say, I know I had trouble getting it to ring through. Before
okay.
we get off of this, I will explain how I figured it out, like you on
Okay.
your phone, like how to make it come through. It is, I mean, I can't believe I've lived without this. Like, I think I will have it at least every hour. It's
Mm-hmm.
been so impactful, just how it makes you stop whatever you're doing and being like, is this what are you feeling the way you want to feel? Are you doing what's a priority? Have you gone down a rabbit hole of something? Like it just not just pulling me back to center, but pulling my intention and my focus back to center on what I'm doing.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that because I could use more of that throughout the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly, just because Sharon's not on, I'm just going to send her a text reminder.
Yeah.
I thought of that when you said, oh, I'll do that. Okay, sorry. So I think that's wonderful. And I think the whole thing, right, with that change of mindset of, oh, isn't this interesting? Why am I awake? What is possibly there for me in this awakeness rather than getting frustrated? I do that too. And I think when I can let myself relax into the listening, the being in
Mhm.
consciousness of, well, maybe there's a reason I'm awake, that I'm supposed to learn something right now, you know?
Yeah, and even though so there's a whole bunch of videos I had saved, waking up at 3 a.m., helpful things. But since I'm putting my phone aside, it's really good practice to have other s- coping skills for being awake, not like I because some of them didn't work anyway. So it's good to just
I think
take
you
them off the
know from
shelf.
like silence too. I mean, it's just maybe
Yeah,
time to
yeah,
listen. Maybe it's not time for any distraction to put you back to sleep.
exactly,
Maybe
exactly.
it's time for you to just be.
Yeah. It's been nice to take the pressure off and just like, okay, let me just lie here and see what happens and sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes I don't, but it feels stress free.
Yeah.
So,
And I think one thing too, I don't know if you found this, is that when I stop thinking that it means I'm going to be exhausted the next day, maybe I'm not.
yeah.
Maybe I only needed 5 hours of sleep that night. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and it just like taking off that pressure of saying, oh, I'm going to be exhausted all day. Well, maybe you're not. And maybe you'll be able to have a nap, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Very nice. Thank you, Ellen.
Hmm.
All right. Carol, you want to pop in?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well with the kind of goals I set out. Like Ellen, sleep hygiene is definitely a big project for me because I'm also on prescription medication, and it having been a kind of rough year, I just got used to depending on it. And now I find I'm really afraid to trust nature that my body will actually know what to do without it. So, I have that anxiety at the time of night when I would want to take it. So I've not gotten past that. I mean, I've not gotten past. I do everything to make sure I don't wake up in the middle of the night and then see how it goes. So I like the idea of I don't know, maybe mixing that up a little and seeing. I mean, right now I'm trying to use other means rather than the pharmaceutical. And anyway, I'm making progress. I will do it. I've done it before. You got to remind yourself of those things too. We've not this isn't necessarily new. It's just a new set of conditions around it. So yeah, that's going well. I was thinking about the other things that I would want to be working on, and that's my mindset and the habit of just being in this bad headspace. And I think it was Delane last week that was talking about changing the patterns is half of the battle. Bless you. And I think that's what I've been trying to do. Is not necessarily change the behavior entirely quickly, like just saying, okay, I don't do that anymore, because we know that it's not really always going to work. But at least changing the amount of time I give into it, or changing the time of day I might engage in a particularly mindless activity, and see if that doesn't make a difference to what I do with the time I have. Because my problem is not that I have too many things going on, like so many women. I've got, too many things to do. I don't have anything to do. I need the structure. I know it sounds like what's my problem, but it really is, because you just, things, I don't know, I just need the structure to keep things moving out, and activity is certainly going to be part of that. I mean, I go to the gym every week, I go to yoga classes every week. I'm doing that, but it has to, it has to weave in between those events. And so this week, anytime I wasn't going out for the day, I made a point to at least reach out to a friend, or somebody I'd been thinking of or something, to just kind of get myself more in the habit of being involved, because I've really been isolated for a while. And I know there's only one person that can really change that. So we're starting that process, and overall, so far so good.
Amazing. Did you try the mindfulness bells,
Oh
Carol?
yeah, that's so funny because we're all going to say something. I think this is a metaphor for life. This app, because I did download the app and I even set it up, but then I realized I've had my phone muted the whole time. So I'll pick it up and there'll be four notifications. It's like, oh well, So yeah, we'll hone that as well. I don't know what I'll do
I
with
will
that
go through
notification.
how to let it come through. There is a way
Okay,
because I stay off, I keep my phone off.
right. I figured you would.
Didn't want to have that, but I figured out a way to have nothing else coming through
But
except
that I figured they'd have a solution. Yeah, and I'm not sure what I'll do with that. What that's going to trigger for me, but there's so many that I could just substitute a negative trigger and put it in. That's it's definitely something I will give a try.
fantastic. Well, we'll make that part of our thing, but
Our tutorial,
so
yes.
fun. Right on. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. Perfect. Elaine, do you want to go ahead? I'm just going in order of my screen.
Things are going well. I very different than last year for me, and I decided because just the first day, everything just kind of felt different. Last year, I was like so gung ho. I'd never done anything like this that I was just like super psyched. And this year, it was kind of like, okay. So I did kind of what you said that you're doing with the sleep. I'm just being gentle with myself. And once I just after the first day, when I was mindlessly eating goldfish crackers, and I thought, well, I poured them in a little bowl. I didn't take the whole jug. And then I thought, you know what, that's okay because I'm monitoring this just a little bit. So I'm looking at it a little bit differently and just it's okay, Delane. It's just okay. And so the last couple of days I haven't even had a desire to mindlessly eat which has been kind of nice. The habit of wine at 4, I miss that. Just having a glass of wine while I'm cooking dinner, and vitamin water and iced tea and all that. It's not quite the same, but again, it's just a habit, and so. The only time I really missed it was we went out to dinner with John's friends, and um, John said when I didn't have any wine and they're all drinking, John said, "Oh, she's doing that detox thing again." Well, last year we went out with them in January, and they all made fun of me, and like seriously made fun of me, and basically thought that I was nuts, and why would anybody do this, and elevate to what? I mean, they didn't grasp any of it, and so when John said something, I just said a teeny little prayer right away, and I'm like, let this just be okay. And nobody said anything. Nobody responded. Nobody asked any questions. They weren't even interested. I was like, okay. And then when I sat back and realized why I missed wine, I realized when I'm out to dinner with them, because I don't have anything in common with the wives are lovely people and the men are lovely people. And they're John's two best buddies here. But I don't have anything in common with them, just nothing. And so the wine helps make it a little bit easier. So I thought that was kind of interesting, in little insight. But overall, I'm I am listening to my body more, and because I'm listening, my body that's always been talking to me, I'm now hearing. So I got laughing 2 days ago or 3 days ago now because it happened 3 mornings in a row. I always put peanut butter in my smoothie, and and I usually have a protein smoothie every morning just because I'm been working and getting more protein in my diet. And so 3 days ago, for some reason, you popped in my mind that you didn't have your peanut butter by the bedside. And so I stood there and I said, should I put peanut butter in my smoothie? And swayed. And I got a no. I mean, it was like, and I'm like, I just started laughing. I'm like, okay, all right. And so the next time I made a smoothie, I'm like, should I put peanut butter? I didn't even get peanut butter out. I got to know. So this morning I'm like, I haven't had much peanut butter lately. And they're like, too bad. You don't need it. You don't need the peanut butter in it. I'm like, okay. And it's like this, a different level of open communication with my body and food that I'm enjoying. It's kind of been fun. That if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't take the time to do it. I'd be just like, get on with my day, get on with my meal. Um, the mindfulness bells. Me in electronics anyway. So I got the app downloaded. I got the whole thing set up. You push start, and it just won't start. It just won't start. So then you sent me some stuff. I went through that. It still won't start, right? Somehow, do not ask me why, it showed up on my iPad. And the mindfulness bell goes off on my iPad. And so I was doing something, and all of a sudden my iPad went ding. And I'm like, and then up in the top in little print, it said mindfulness bell. And I was like, how did it get on here? I didn't download it on here, but somehow I guess since it's on my phone, it just jumped here and it's working here. So the few times that I've had my iPad, like today, I was walking up the steps at 4 o'clock to get something out of the room upstairs, and I happened to have my iPad, and it went ding, and I literally stopped on the steps and just, it was great, and just took that moment to just be grateful. And I love the bell, and like you said, we got to get it on my phone because I want it to be a new lifetime habit, because I'm in taking that hourly time to have more gratitude. It's thrown me back even to before I eat. I'm like having more gratitude. Today, I found myself thanking the chickens that laid the eggs that were in my sandwich, at lunchtime. And I thought, I used to do this, and I just kind of got out of the habit. And all of a sudden, because of all that, hourly gratitude is carrying over. So great idea. Love the bells. Love the bells.
Well, I will get it sorted. That's fantastic. Wait till I tell you about my peanut butter experience. We'll get there. Barb, do you want to go ahead?
I do. Whew, it has been an interesting week. And, I just looked back at my notes at what I said I wanted to do, and it was like, okay, I was definitely more mindful. And when I made my schedule, it was very flowy, which is what works for me. And I said to myself early on, like, I think I really want to let go of rigidity because it just doesn't work for me. Um, But I also noticed that, like, I know I told you all last week, yes, if I eat something sweet, I'm not going to beat myself up. Well, that's bullshit. I did, it's like I want to believe that I can do it and not. So I think what I'm finding is, well, oh my God, yesterday I woke up in a shitty, 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 shitty mood. Like, I'm not even worthy to come to Candace's call on Monday night because they're all committed and they're doing this. And Delane talked about how great she felt last year, and I'm not going to be there. Like, really. And holy cow. I mean, just noticing how strong my conditioning is for beating myself up for commitment and not following through. And I didn't tell the whole group last week. I know Candace knows this, but my son died 3 years ago, not even 3 years ago. So I've given myself a lot of grace over these years. And even today I was noticing, like, I think sometimes there's a voice in my head that says, "Oh, you're just using that as an excuse." Like, it's been 3 years, move on and get over it, whatever. I know that's not right, but there is some aspect of that. And at the same time, there's the voice in my head going, yeah, and it's amazing that you're doing anything. Like, how can you even be standing? So, that very real experience of angel and devil in my own head. And I, I love what you're saying about just being gentle. I know a couple people have mentioned that, and I think that's what I most want to bring in, and I want to most let go of comparing myself and letting go of anything that I think I should be doing and listen more directly to my body because it will tell me. So don't just give up sugar because other people are giving up sugar. Like maybe that's not a thing I need to let go of. Um, and I don't, I hope I'm not trashing your whole idea here by saying
No, this is
this. 'Cause I'm
wonderful.
like, okay, like I feel like I'm totally breaking protocol, and I'm sure there's a,
There's no protocol
all right.
for adventure.
I'm sure there's a reason for like doing it, and I would feel better if I did, but I feel so bad when I'm not doing what I think I should be doing that it's not worth it. And like today, I sat on the couch and I made phone calls to a bunch of people and I connected with three people and I had great conversations. And that really matters to me. And that's the other thing that my son's death has shown me is like what really matters in life. And so that's actually kind of my guiding post now is like, at the end of the day, would I feel better to have had a phone call with a friend than doing this task that I want to do? And when my husband coached baseball with the kids in Little League, he used to always say, you don't have to win the whole game, just win this inning. So I was like, I think I can apply that to my life. Like, just feel good about this day. And and I said, like, I accomplished virtually nothing today. I achieved virtually nothing. I have the space and the time, Carol, like you said. Like, I don't have a schedule, I don't have many pressures. Um, but I feel really good about my day. And that matters to me, you know. I would much rather feel better than beating myself up for not doing what I thought I should do. And my husband said, like, well, clearly connection and relationships matter to you. And I would say you did do something then because you fostered those. And I was like, well, thank you. And I mean, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of when I submitted my manuscript for my first book to be published. And normally I would be celebrating that. And yesterday I was like, yeah, but what have you done in the 10 years since then? And, and that's not true. Like I know what I've done, but man, those voices are just that conditioning is so strong and so loud. So I guess that's what my mindfulness brought to me this week is that awareness. Not sure where it leaves me other than yes, honoring in my own natural rhythm and flow, and listening to, not trying to control anything artificially, but really tuning in and just going, okay, for today, this is what matters. Does that make any sense?
Well, and Carol, she's yes, and it I'm gonna go to Carol because I'm gonna have you speak it. You don't, and there's no need to even be on the chat. You can just speak it out loud. I want to say one thing that really came up to me on my day of silence, but also I think many of the women here know this summer I listened to The Power of Now again from Eckhart Tolle. And like I don't know if you've listened to it in a long time. I'm sure you've read it, just knowing
I have
what
not listened to, no, the New Earth I have, but not that one.
yeah, in his voice, and because I'm going to agree with you, I have found the most interesting thing are the voices in my head that tell me that I'm not doing like it's and reading that book now at kind of this level of consciousness and being aware, it's like who are you fighting with in here? Like and we're so conditioned to think like that we have to be doing these things, but like who are we fighting, you know? Um who is saying like why can't it be bell mindfulness, this feels good, three calls filled my soul, like who are we trying to prove something to? And that was I really got the I'll share when I do my share too, but like what is the rush, what am I striving for, like other than peace of heart, peace of mind, great community, good connections.
Right.
Right. I mean, I think it's again like even delaying and Ellen changing the perspective. Like, oh, I didn't get sleep. I'm gonna be exhausted. Oh, I didn't do the top five things on my list. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, I have to really look at my list sometimes and be like, is anyone gonna be mad at me if I don't actually get this out right now? Like, ooh, you know?
Right.
And I think for you on this journey, coming back to center and rediscovering, because you had like, I mean, your son's passing, life changing, game changing event. You get to rewrite your rules too, and how you grieve and how you find joy. Um, and I don't think there's a timeline on that at all. And
No.
Carol, did you want to please come on in, Carol? I know you wanted to share.
That was just all resonating with me a great deal because and what you're saying, Candace, too. I mean, what I fight with, what I'm grappling with, is my own demons. The programming and the conditioning and the processing that I've done to try to. I think I get through it. I think I get over it. I think the past is the past, and then something in your immediate activities now happens and you realize you're still grappling with the same old demons. They're back. So it's an ongoing thing. And I just wanted to say, I mean, everything you were saying, Barb, made so much sense. And it's like, but you have to stop and take credit for the fact that you are, because I did the exact same thing. Oh, all those women seem so, put together. They've got these finite problems they can address. And I feel like a total mess, so that's not new for me. And I'm like, they're probably going to come out of this and they're all going to be energized. And I'm just still going to be saying, but, so I do the exact same thing. And I said to myself today, God, do I even feel well enough, emotionally to get on the call today? I was like, that's why I signed up on the call, was to not have to prove anything, to be among people who get it and share it. So I just wanted, I'm sitting there chatting just because I wanted her to know that, you're not alone out there. It is, we've all got, there's a lot of commonalities here and we're all kind of doing the same thing.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And it was like, I got off those calls. I'm like, that was so energizing and inspiring to me. And I have like a page and a half of notes of the rich conversation.
that's
I
great.
didn't know what I'm going to do with them, but it was like,
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Need to do. I think we all need to do is take what everything there is in those little victories. That maybe was a real struggle to get you to do, but then reap the benefit and hold on to it. I know I need to learn to do that and
Mhm.
keep that joy. Because after a while, especially in a situation like yours, you've probably found it hard to define what joy is. It's been so long since you felt it, right? So you got to, it's like reinventing it for yourself. That's how I feel.
Mhm.
So that's what we're doing.
I wanted to offer something too. I know when I've been struggling with those old patterns that come up again, is to remember that it's not it's the problem is not the thought coming up, it's what we do with it,
Right.
right? And so I think the Buddhists call it the double arrow, when you
Yes.
have the this like
Second
the
arrow.
self-critical thought and then you shit on yourself because you had the
yep.
thought. That's like the
Oh, yeah.
second arrow. So
Right.
the practice is to
True.
instead just notice it and go, oh, isn't that interesting? I wonder, let me be curious, or and
Yes.
to just know that it's not having the thought again. The pattern coming up is not our problem. It's what
It's
we
going to be
do with it.
back. Yeah.
It's if instead we can greet it and go, oh, okay, wow, you're here again. What
And
could I
not get
do?
attached to it and do
Yeah,
the story thing.
yeah, exactly.
Intellectually, I know this.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I
And I
got to tell
probably had
you,
about
2 or 3
15
o'clock in the
arrows
morning in
yesterday.
your situation, I can't do that. I'm like, where's this Xanax? I have to get back to sleep. So
Hmm.
what you're saying is true. I got to work on that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Barb, do you want to add anything else? Is there,
Oh, and the mindfulness bell, I just couldn't get it to work either. I did same with Carol. I had the notifications coming up and I don't know if I want to put my phone on Do Not Disturb instead of silent because I have such a hard time getting off of Do Not Disturb. So it's like I like the idea of it, but I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
show you and then you can choose. And at least you could try a couple of bells and just see how it makes
Yeah,
you feel. But
yeah,
again, your adventure. Your
yeah,
adventure.
yeah, yeah. I'm not opposed to that idea because I mean, when I did see the notification, it was like, okay,
Yeah, that works too.
at least I can just stop and tune in. But I would like the chime to go with it. I'm like, I thought I set you to go.
Yeah, it is. Well, because it's just, I think it's the sound that pulls you
Yeah,
out of viewing without having to read, without having to look at anything, like it'll
right.
be across the room. One thing I know that Ellen and one thing I do want to just Please, Ellen and Delane, don't let me forget to just share. Like, I mean, I think alchemy, both Carol, I know you know about it, and Barb, but I do want Barb to share. She does some amazing work too. We've got so many interesting people on here. Maybe Barb, you could send us one of your newsletters as well, just so we can have like a little more insight, or your website as well. One thing I did want to share, Barb, that came up that I know Ellen and Delane know, and this would be interesting as well. Um, I I'll be keep it brief, but about that like structure that we sometimes get stuck in. Like this summer, I took a 3 week sabbatical, and they know this. The first week, I did everything I thought a spiritual person was supposed to do on sabbatical, and I hated every single minute of it. I was like crawling out of my skin after the first week. I was like, I don't want to get up and sit down and meditate. I don't want to like. I was so fighting everything that had been like I thought, oh, well, this is what I've read, and this is what you do, and this is what
Right.
does, and this will help me to connect to my guides more, and this will make me, I'll get, you know, blah, 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 blah. And finally, I sat down and was like, no, like, go, you're going to start tomorrow and you're going to do all day only what makes your heart feel connected and feel joyful and feel good and feels in flow. Totally different schedule than I've ever seen written for a spiritual person taking, I think, but it was my way of doing it. And I loved it. And I think that that's kind of what we're talking about is all of us discovering not what somebody wrote. We're all grown ass women when we were all doing this work. What is our way of being
Yeah.
in awareness and being in presence? What is your way, Ellen, of falling asleep? Not going to be the same way as Carol's. Like, that's why we share here. Like, maybe something sticks. Maybe mindfulness bells works for someone. It doesn't work for someone else. But I think the whole thing is we throw it out there and we see what works for us. But then I think we have to honor our uniqueness and our individual, you know, our individuated divinity of like, I'm not going to live my life like any other spiritual person or physical on the planet because I've got to do what's right for me. And I think giving yourself that grace of like, hey, this is what I'm doing today, you know? And also you said no rigidity, being able to say, no, not today. That's not working with how I'm feeling. That's not working. I thought I was going to do this, but I'm not. I'm going to shift it up and being all right with it. I think that's really key. Now I'm going to talk about wine and peanut butter. So I really have to say the first 4 days I was like, oh, I feel really good because the one thing I will tell you is so I really do love my wine. I like Delane as well, and I really do enjoy my wine. And it's no other form of alcohol. It's like I like to sit down and have my glass of wine, and it's really, you know, and I know that it becomes it's quite habitual, and it's my like in my mind it's my relax, it's me time. But I was like, the one thing that bothers me is that my brain tells me, well, you can't do that. No, everybody says you can't. You're what? Well, you're dampening your connection to spirit, and this is not a good, you know. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have had 2 glasses of wine. Like something will always be like, oh, well, you shouldn't have done that, or da 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 da. So the first couple of days, no, you know, I'm like, oh, this is lovely. And I've got no mental chatter about it because that's probably the one thing I have like a lot of mental chatter about. It's not sugar. It's like, oh, can you drink wine and be a spiritual person? And da, da, da. And and I realized when we did the day of silence, it was the first time I really wanted a glass of wine. And I've noticed this within me. I know that alcohol suppresses your connection, right? It's like one of the most grounding, deactivating things that you can do. And I find it always interesting after ceremony and things. Everybody else is like, "Oh, I'm in the euphoria," and I'm like, "Oh my God,
Go out.
let me have, I need to sit my ass down." And that's a way that it's a way that I enjoy, and it's something I enjoy, but it's like I'm like disconnect. So I noticed that, and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, wow, and that was really, I was like, I really want a glass of wine right now after this full, beautiful, amazing. But I was like up here, and I'm very much a earth being, right? I was like, too much up here scares me. Like I'm like, let me sit down. And so I was like, oh, let's think about. I mean, obviously, like it's not like we don't all have the tools. I could do some Sufi grinds and stamp my feet on the ground, but I know that that is something that I utilize for that purpose as well. And it's also my time away from everyone else. Like I sit and I have my glass of wine, by myself on my porch while I share it with my cat. And it's like, but it's become a ritual for me for a couple of different reasons. So it was interesting to observe that. And then I didn't really want to have and then I was just fine. I didn't even think about it. But then tonight when I was like cooking, I was like, hmm. It's the things where you tie it into. But so I'm just observing, because often in the past it was kind of like, oh, are you feeling lonely? And it's like, no, it's like this proper disconnecting. And if you have any suggestions, um, of other ways to do that, because it's like at the end of the day, when I stop talking to people, my last calls are done or my ceremony's done, that's really when I love to have a glass of wine. Like that's kind of it. So just, I don't know, many of you teach, I know Barb, you do your retreats and Oak with your ceremonies, like what to do to have, like what's another thing, ritual that I could have? I'm asking if you think about that. Now, peanut butter. Didn't have any peanut butter in my bedroom, have not eaten it out of the jar. However, I did find that over the holidays I had bought peanut butter M&Ms. So I will say that there has been a little jar of peanut butter M&Ms next to my bed every night, like where I have a few and I'm like, okay, I'm like, it's not the peanut butter. But so that's been good. And I have loved not being scrolling. Like I said that I wouldn't be on Instagram and everything after 8. I too have been reading. And and I love that, like just like reading. But I've also found um two or three times like I kind of it was so automatic, like I was just like, oh, I'll just I maybe I hadn't turned my ringer off or something or not, and I looked over and then 30 minutes later I was on it. So it has not been perfect. It's like I haven't followed a strict rule, but I'll catch myself
Okay.
like, oh, okay, wait, no, turn it off. But it is interesting how like habitual the grab the phone, look, and it's not like just look, it's look, stay. Like, God, they've done a good job of getting us locked in dopamine, 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 dopamine. And so I'm just trying to like that homework, like really having the structure. I set my alarm the first couple of nights every night at 8 p.m. And like that was super helpful. Then I kind of didn't, and that's when I kind of, forgot. So I think for me, rigidity is good. Like where it's not for you, like it's really that structure helps me a lot to stay um really focused, and also like just inner analysis, like just I think the bells are helping me, like, oh, how are you feeling? Are you um kind of just coming into more awareness about, I'm really trying to pay attention to how I feel about that. So being off the computer feels great, reading books feels great, not having wine feels really good most of the time, but I miss the ritual of the end of my day, and like that kind of like, okay, I'm gonna be human in this body. I'm kind of shutting down all the other things. So I don't know. I'd appreciate any feedback that you might have, or suggestions on that as well.
One thought I had for both you and Elaine was, would it make a difference if you poured something else into a wine glass? And because my husband has done that actually when he's been giving up alcohol, he'll put his iced tea in a wine glass or something. So it just gives a little more of that feel of something special than, I don't
It's I yes, I've done that. I did find last year I started making Amy's teas,
Mm.
and there's I don't know which one it was, but one of the teas really resonated with me and just had just this like really calming effect.
Mm.
And so I really did enjoy that. But I didn't buy the right one from her when I bought some stuff from her because I'm like, this isn't the right one. You know, I need to take better notes on my life. But that gave me whatever was in that tea. Just it was just it resonated with me. The herbs in there, just that it gave me that kind of kind of nice let down feeling
Yeah.
because I'm the same because I'm doing stuff and I just want to let go,
Yeah.
and just calm down. So,
Yeah. It's interesting. Ellen, any
yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like I find, give myself a little like some kind of other beverage that I might really enjoy, combined with maybe a few minutes of reading for pleasure or something. So developing a different ritual, right? That feels like something relaxing, grounding, or maybe sometimes I go for a walk, in nature, and that is, but it's that, changing the pattern.
Mm.
Yeah. And I really have to find something that kind of I can feel an inherent need in me to disconnect.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I want to disconnect. Like I don't I maybe because I spend so much of my day in that like teaching and doing the things and that like pickleball helps me, I have to say. Like pickleball has been great because it gets me out of my head and it grounds me. But maybe I should play evening pickleball. That might be right there. Like 1 o'clock will be now pickleball, but it's just interesting that I don't like I just started thinking about like how much it is um it's almost like just being like, yeah, no more. No, I don't need any more. I don't need any more information. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
It's a need for grounding. So
I'll just add, Candace, that if we're talking about having your ritual glass of wine for that purpose, as long as it's not turning into the ritual bottle of in the morning, you know, I'm thinking acceptable limits, like you were saying, that's part of your unique solution to what you are and who, how you disconnect from it.
yeah, I did. I have to say, I did ask my daughter. I'm like, listen, I lived in Europe forever. Like, I mean, like, I'm not having champagne for breakfast like we did in England. Like,
Right?
I'm
I
like,
feel we've cut down.
made great strides from my European.
Yeah, balance in all things, moderation in all things,
Yeah.
but
And I agree with that. I think, but that's again where the head plays in, and you get
right.
all the stuff like, oh, should I want to disconnect? Like,
Yeah.
it's like all the,
Right.
like, well, why do you need to disconnect? Why?
As we're all talking this evening, that's what I'm thinking. I have to change, what I'm detoxing from, and it's very clearly the overthinking part. The mind chatter and the inner critic that needs to be managed. You're never going to shut it off, but managed for all of us. So I think that's
That's
the
why I thought
bigger.
the power of now again was so profound. Like, and I thought about it this Saturday when we were in silence, was just like being so aware of just like we're right here, right now, together. Beautiful. What else?
It's enough.
That's enough.
Well, and my question listening to you is, does it well, I hear you say it disconnects you and that's what you want. I don't think it's hurting your connection overall. You seem
Right.
pretty well connected. So is it a problem? I think that's a great question, Carol.
Yeah.
Well, and
I can see where for a lot of people it becomes one easily, and you need to know that about yourself. But
I don't think but what's a problem is this. And that's why it was so interesting what you said, why I bring it up, because it's not that the drinking is, it's that I
should
just
I? Shouldn't I? Yeah.
I can't even, no matter how much I mentally in my heart go, this is okay, like this is okay, it won't stop. I'll wake up and it's like, oh well, I mean, like and you shouldn't have done, and I'm like,
Hmm.
if I could get that to shut off, I would happily have a glass of wine. I mean,
Candace,
Yeah,
if
like
you could get that to shut up, we will pay you for the technique and real money. I mean, if you can't do it, what are we gonna do?
We're all screwed. Yeah.
yeah.
But if you claim that as like,
Yeah.
this is a ritual that works for me and I am okay with it.
Mhm.
And why, let go of the
Yeah.
I should not do this. Where's that coming from?
Yeah. The
Whose voice is that?
main reason I um, wanted to detox from it last year for the first time was just to know
If you could.
if I could,
Yeah.
that if I really did, if I really was like becoming addicted, because I had gone from one glass a night to two glasses a night and some nights three. And so after I did it last year, then I realized the ritualness of it, and and I don't know, it connects me to the earth grapes, and it's all just, it's all earthy because I don't drink any other alcohol. Um, um, but so in learning that, um, this year it's like not even a thing, and I probably didn't even need to detox from it. That probably was a should. Oh, I should have an alcohol free month,
Mm.
because I really learned that last year, that because I cut my wine back to one glass a night, some nights not any, and some nights two glasses, um, and it wasn't hard to do. It wasn't, once I realized why I do it and what it does and all those kind of good things in there. Um, so yeah, so I probably picked it as a well, does this make me holier? Is this like what a good person should do? Am I a good little girl? No. Let's go that.
I think I will think on that, but yeah, I do think for me, it's giving myself that refresh button, and it's that reminder of not just because you can, also that you can, like just keep it. But I'm observing, so I want to, if anyone has anything else to say, please add. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to do this on your phones, and then I'd love to do a meditation if that's okay.
Okay.
Time?
I'm going to sign off after you show us because I've got to eat dinner before the study hall.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I said it would be an hour today. I just think we need
No,
a.
I,
that's
I'm going to go run and get my phone real quick.
Okay. So, all right. So we have I'm going to pin myself so you can see this. All right. Barb, one thing I'm going to send to you. I know Carol, you know about it, but like Oak, Ellen, and Delane and I are all in the we work in the Alchemy of Becoming, which is a methodology for raising consciousness, and it might be something that might be interesting to you. I'll send you a little link to it just in case. We have about 50 active members, and it's just really a beautiful community. Ellen's going to lead the weekly study hall. They do a grounding meditation, and people do their work, but might be something we can chat about too. And please do, like, if you want to send us something like like your newsletter with your link to your website, I think we'd love to see that.
All
Okay,
right, thank you.
yeah, of course. All right, so we've got mindfulness bell, right? Mindfulness bell. We press
hmm
that. Boom. Okay, we get upcoming bells. Set, right?
I don't get that.
I don't have that. I have begin at, ring
Okay,
every,
all right.
after
I'm
at.
still on.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
Yeah.
too.
that.
That's what
That's what
you
I
Yeah.
have.
Okay, so
Okay.
when you program it, so like mine starts at 10 a.m., rings every 30 minutes, it ends at a certain time, and I have repeat daily. So you set up whatever
Right.
you want,
Okay.
right? And then when you start it, then you get that. So it
But
gives
Okay.
the list of the times it's going off, when it's going. It just shows you when it's going off. That's perfect. Then you just leave that.
when I hit start, though,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It won't start. It doesn't. It like doesn't accept it that I hit start.
I would
Something must be.
delete the app and bring it and get it again. There just must be a break in your connection. Just delete the app and
Yeah, there's
Oh,
also a repair app function in the more on that where on the page where you set it up. There's
yeah.
a more button and there's a
Oh,
repair app that might work.
okay.
Okay. Um, yeah, so or just delete it and start it again. That might
Yeah.
work. So let me show you what we're doing here. So when we go to, you have to go to, actually, let me just show you this first. When you pull down your screen here and sorry, you get that's the best way to shoot. You can see like airplane mode, Wi-Fi, and then you have that little button down here that has your options. If you push it, it's like personal, do not disturb, work, sleep, right? I usually have it on do not disturb. Okay, so and like for work, I have certain people that can always come through. Basically, it's just my mom and dad can always come through. But what I decided to do was create this one would be my personal setting. So when I put personal, so you can choose if you, I mean, you can even do it. I think I do have it on do not disturb as well. You were saying, Barb, you like do not disturb, right?
No, it scares me because I don't know how to get out of it.
Oh, okay. So what I would do, let's all pick personal.
I don't know where you are, so
No,
Me
I
neither.
you know when you just on your phone you just go whoop, like if you're gonna put on your
yeah,
It's the
it's like
screen that
Says
the
looks like this.
focus,
yeah. And then what's the icon? Your
so you can
focus.
probably personal
Says
focus.
focus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
focus.
focus. Okay, great. I've never been there before, so okay, now I'm with you.
Okay, so what comes up in your focus group? What options do you have?
I've
Do you
got do not disturb, personal, work, and sleep.
have okay, so what
Yeah.
we'll do, everyone just choose personal. Let's choose
Okay.
personal. And then you click on it and there's three dots over on the side.
Mm.
No, I have a drop down list of
Okay, that's
Yeah, I have a
perfect.
drop down list too.
activities.
Okay, so 1 hour until the morning leave location. Go to settings
Okay.
on the drop down list. Okay.
I
Now
don't have.
you will see in personal focus, you can edit. I have no people are allowed, and the only app that I allow is the mindfulness app. So I know when I'm putting it
Uh-huh.
into focus, you can, like, that's what I'm putting it in, so the bells will come through.
Gotcha.
You go to apps and you click on it and it'll show you, you just click add apps and then it goes in alphabetical order. You can, sorry, this is like hard to see. You can
So smart.
scroll down and choose the apps that you want to be notified from. So if there's other things you're like, oh, I don't want to miss that. Or if you automatically, if you already have like your work set up for the people that are supposed to come through, like for work, I have the apps that I want to come through. I set it up that it will come through on that too. And I just allowed that app to ring through no matter what my settings are. I change my settings during the day based on what I'm doing, but you might just keep one, but just make sure whatever one you have it on, like I guess I don't have it in do not disturb because that's the one I use when I'm doing ceremony and I don't want it to come through when I'm doing ceremony.
Right. Right.
Does everyone have that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
just add
Good.
press apps, go to the mindfulness one, click it, and then whenever you can do that. Um, and then yeah, you just kind of scroll down, you pick your personal, and then you do have to have your ringer on. So your sound over here,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then it'll come through.
Everybody, I'm going to sign off.
Hey, come
Wonderful
Goodbye,
to be
Ellen.
together. Sorry to miss the meditation,
All right,
but
I'm sorry I was slow. I'll
indeed. That's
send you
okay.
the meditation.
No, I enjoyed it all. It was great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Well,
Okay.
there's another 4 hours we got to spend on our phone programming. Thanks, Candace. Didn't even know those buttons were there.
Right? I know, getting away from the
So
tech.
how do we turn it off now?
Yeah.
My
Well,
personal is on, so how do I get it off?
so do you
Swipe up.
pull your thing down like this, right? When
I'm
you
not so good at that. Okay.
Or
Well,
swipe up.
that didn't
Sometimes,
work.
like to close it, you can swipe up.
Oh, shoot.
I use my thumb. It's much better for
I
this.
got it. Okay.
And then you go to personal and you can go back to whatever you would like.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was in there, so that's funny.
Okay.
The other way to do it as well, let me just see that I can show you this even easier, is
Oh, I got it.
the other way to do it, that just if you can't do the thumb thing, if you go to settings, press on settings, scroll down, not in the first thing, in the
Yeah.
second, in the third block, notifications, sound, haptics, and focus. And you can go right in and go to focus.
Focus, that's what that is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, that's easier than the whole scrolly thing.
Okay. Thank you very much
Welcome. Then
for
you
your
feel more
patience with
comfortable.
technology.
Yeah. Okay, now I know I said we're going to be done at 7. We don't have to do the meditation if you would rather not, or would you like to?
Carry on.
I'd like to.
We'd like to.
Kate as well.
Yeah, I would. Sorry, I've been busy trying to delete my app.
Really. We've been
I'm so
programming
far
our
behind you
phones.
guys. I can't. I
What
can't.
happens?
Please.
Okay, so um, is 9 minutes okay?
Mhm. Yep.
Sure.
What I'll do at the end of 9 minutes, I'll just close the screen, and anyone who wants to stay in meditation can stay in meditation. The only thing I recommend is that you do a sat nam at the end, just to seal your practice. Okay. So the meditation is called Har, Har, which is God, creative consciousness. Har, when we say it, your tongue hits the roof of the mouth, and it sounds like Har, Har, like almost hard or Hud. But it's really important that your tongue kind of rolls on the roof of your, hits the roof of your mouth like that, because you're hitting the nadis on the roof of the mouth. And the word is mukande. I'm going to write it in here just so you can all see it. So it's Har, Mukande. And so Mukande means liberator. And I thought this was so appropriate. I taught this in a class the other day, and first of all, I just love this meditation. But har, when it's like har mukande, and you're basically, it's like, God, source, the divine, liberate me from what doesn't serve me. And I thought that was so perfect for us, like what we're doing. Take away everything that is blocking my path to higher consciousness, to being in my heart, to being more loving and compassionate. Like, so it's really just this heartfelt call out to God, and just to be like, okay, like, this is what I'm asking for. Liberate me from anything that's kind of blocking me or in my own way. And it's a beautiful version, and there's some singing in it. And you can just sit quietly when she's singing, or you can kind of keep a whisper, your har, mukande. Just trust yourself, feel into it. So let me just get it connected. I'm going to mute everyone and come back to the musical option. Nobody will hear you. You will hear me. I'm sorry about that. I won't do the singing, I promise, but I will do the chanting. Um, Here we go. All right. So let's just take a moment just to get into our space, whether you're seated or on a chair, just getting grounded for a moment. Maybe hands down on the knees. Nice long deep inhale in. Great big vibrating sigh out. I invite you to mentally chant the words Ong Namo, or just to receive them from me. Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. As we open up to all of the teachings and just allow ourselves to be in the space to receive. If you would like to, you can keep your hands down. This is one where you can place your hands on your heart. They can be in your lap, or you can use the Gyan Mudra, thumb and index, in that way. Whatever feels good to you. Again, you feel into this. There's no like set thing. Just keep the eye focused at the third eye. And yeah, let's liberate ourselves from some things. Hara Hara Mukande. 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 Hara Mukande. Hara 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 Mukande. Hara 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 Mukande. Hara, hara, mukande. Hara, hara, mukande. Hara, hara, mukande. Hara, mukande. Hara, 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 hara, mukande. Actually, we can do this together. Let's inhale deeply. Release the breath. And let's take one more minute to be in that healing light and love, that connectedness, liberation from that mind, from our worries. And let's bring our hands into prayer at our hearts. And perhaps when our minds start to over talk, to overthink, we remind it that this is the place of peace. This is the wisdom. This is what we listen to, the true command center. We'll close with the Satnam. Truth is my name, truth is my essence. Honoring the authenticity that is our own unique vibration. Let's inhale to begin. Sa. Thank you all so much for joining this evening. What a pleasure. Thank you for sharing. Let me know, see how the week goes. I'll send you that recording. I'll send you this in case you want to do it again. It's so lovely. Yeah, have a beautiful night. Thank you.